Joining me in studio, it is campaign season, and it is starting to heat up. And one of the more interesting races that I think is out there is the race for Lubbock County Judge. And joining me in studio, Republican candidate for Lubbock County Judge, Gary Boren.
Good morning, Chad. Thank you for allowing me to be here. I'm doing great.
Good, good. Well, you announced officially this year that that you are running for Lubbock County Judge.
Yes, sir.
Tell folks. I guess, first of all, I think a lot of people probably have heard your name, know who you are, but for those who don't, tell folks a little bit about yourself and then why you decided, I want to get back into the political game and get elected.
Well, thank you, Chad. I appreciate the opportunity to be on your show, and the reason that I'm homegrown. I'm Lubbock. I grew up and went to Monterey High School, graduated there, and then went to Texas Tech, graduated, and went into business with my mom, Geneva Boren, and we had a business 57 years in Lubbock, Texas. And in our business, we did a lot of personnel, staffing, event staffing, security. We worked with 50, 60 different companies at any given time. And you're only in Lubbock, as it is probably anywhere, but Lubbock is very true. You're only as good as your ability to perform. And we had to always work very hard to have either if it's been at Texas Tech football games for 23 years, G. Boren staff, people will know that. We'd have up to 500 people working. Or if it's basketball games such as today, Go Tech, keep on it, keep after them. Or if it's a concert or Big 12 baseball, NCAA baseball, track, Texas Tech, LCU, we work with them. All your major colleges. Great honor to get to do that. I used to tell our workers to be part of Texas Tech football on TV or national TV. What a great honor to be part of something so big. And we've worked through many situations, seen all the major games you could ever see, and it's a great opportunity. Also licensed security by Department of Public Safety, DPS, at level 3 designation. And we also in our business occasionally, I started doing a little music promotion concerts. And I did that because I was always tired of being told that certain groups wouldn't come to Lubbock. And I had a business partner, Barbara, out of New Mexico, Las Cruces. She's one of the founders of Major Music. She's 90 years old. And I worked with her, and we were able to secure Sir Paul McCartney to come to Lubbock. I don't think he'd ever come here if we hadn't. It took me 5 years, literally, every month, every day, setting a goal and going after it. It's tough. I mean, you're dealing with London, New York, international people. It's tough. I brought Alan Jackson, one of my all-time favorites. Willie Nelson 2 times. I can tell you Willie stories that you wouldn't believe. We were the first ones to get to use Texas Tech Jones AT&T Stadium. And we did a concert out there with John Mellencamp, Willie Nelson, and Bob Dylan. And done Sugar Land, Little Big Town, and they'll be hopefully coming back this year. And ZZ Top, Leonard Skinner, so I had great experiences getting to learn that. And basically what it is, I know music just because I took piano a lot, but you set a goal and you go after it and you can get things achieved. And so with that, we sold our business in October. And during this period of the fall of 2017, Chief Rowe and Chief Stevens and Commander Albus of the Texas Department of Public Safety, the region that's headquartered here, they put together what's called a County Law Enforcement Academy. They picked 30 citizens out of the county to attend and show you really what's going on underneath the surface in Lubbock County with public safety.
Great program.
Oh, I tell you, I thought I knew public safety. I mean, I knew it from working with Texas Tech for so long in a lot of tough situations in security and just in hiring and, dealing with people. But I got my eyes wide open. And I tell you, we're very blessed to have 3 major law enforcement groups that work together hand in glove like they do. And it alarmed me because every time I would talk with these, we would have our class and we'd have sessions where we'd question and answers. I'd say, are you getting the support you need? Are you getting the tools you need to do your job? And many times I'd be very dismayed about the answers I was getting. And I decided public safety, if you're not on public safety number one, I tell you, you've missed it already. You know, because it's always a matter of seconds and time, response time. And for an example, I always rode on the city council with the LPD. I'd go out with them on Friday nights, Saturday nights. Well, I went out with deputy sheriffs. And on the evening, Saturday, he was making a call in Slayton. A call came in. Then we get a call into Warforth, 179 at basically pretty close to the Brownfield Highway. It took us the response time 25 minutes because he had to be safe. He couldn't run hot, you know, and he had to be careful, and he ran when he could. But the zigzag and trying to get there, the response time, and it was a child safety situation. And I thought, gee, man, we need more people out there to protect us. We started at 2 per 1,000 on the city council in 2002 just to get us up to protect Lubbock citizens, and I think the city council just this year finally got there, and that was, 16 years ago. So this is a very concern of mine. Those kind of things, and looking at this where something I can devote my full attention to, was getting into my mindset of wanting to do something. And then that thing that comes back and haunts me, that bothers me one of the most, is appraisals, property taxation. It is, property taxes in Lubbock, Texas are one of the highest. It's terrible. And I thought nobody's doing anything about it. People are very frustrated. People are very alarmed because now they see their homes, their biggest investment in life, being put at risk because they're trying to pay for the taxes that go up tremendously every year. And everyone's to the government here in Lubbock, everyone's a ratepayer, a taxpayer, a sewer payer, a storm payer. But what the government here in Lubbock, Texas forgets, it comes out of the same wallet, the same person, HIP National. Everyone writes one check. I don't care how you divide our name and our checks. It's still tough. And with that, those are the issues that motivated me to say, I need to do something about it. I don't hear anyone do anything about it. And when the Honorable Tom Head decided to step down after 20 years of great service, I thought, hey, this is time to to do what I think needs to be done. So we came up with, put the campaign together. We're late. We got the door out of the gate a little late and announced in January. And I have 5 major points that I'm focused on why I'm running. So that's a little bit about me, our business. I have a wife. I have 3 daughters, 2 in Austin, 1 in playing basketball at East Texas Baptist University, and 1 son. He's 22.
When we come back, we're going to get into a little bit more of Gary Boren and why he's running for Lubbock County Judge. We'll get into some of those 5 points. We'll get into when it comes down to it, some of the state legislature, where they may say about some of the countywide issues and how Gary Boren would react on that. We'll get into all that when we come back. Chad Hasty Show, KFYO. Back on the Chad Hasty Show, News Talk, KFYO. Gary Boren in studio, candidate for Lubbock County Judge. And Gary, you brought up property taxes, and it's something that obviously the state legislature has brought up. And brought up in the last session. What they wanted to do is have an automatic election if the effective rate grew by anywhere from 4 to 6%. It was never really agreed on where that would be. The governor just came out last week or the week before and said, "Okay, we're going to do 2.5% now."
Yes, sir.
And that would trigger an automatic election. In this past legislative session, 2 Lubbock County commissioners went down to Austin to testify against a measure like that. If you're elected and the state legislature comes to you or invites you to go down to Austin and they say anywhere from a 2.5% to 6% automatic trigger for an election, where would you stand on that?
Well, I think you have to support our governor. I've always supported his stand on property taxation. And I support our delegation from Lubbock, Senator Perry, Representative Dustin Burrows, and John Frulo. And they have taken the stand that the cap needs to come down. Now, people don't understand what these words are. What it basically means is I think government should start off each year with the same amount of money they had previous year. But the way it is now, they get the same amount of money plus 8% more free money.
Right.
That comes from your appraisals. And that's why people are upside down because of what's taking place. The legislature tried to pull that 8% free money down to 6 or 4, and our delegation was taking that stand. Then we had 2 county commissioners go down to Austin and testify against the citizens and their property rights. I was shocked when I heard that. I couldn't believe that. But at the same time, Chad, as an insert here, these same commissioners have been voting themselves raises on their salaries the last 3 years to 41%. The average salary for a family of 4 in Lubbock is $45,000. They have upped their salary to over $83,000, and then they've also added on $4,800 a year car expense. You knew what the job paid when you took it, and it wasn't that. And to vote yourself raises, nobody else, I can't vote myself raises, and to do that to me was a big, I think it's wrong to do that. And so the other wrong is to go down and the citizens are hurting or frustrated about their appraisals and their property taxation, and then to clip our united group representing us in Austin to clip them and testify. I don't know who they're representing. They're representing the government, not representing the citizens. So my view is a different policy, and I believe that we should support the governor. Now, one thing that's unique about what he's proposed this time is that any kind of unfunded mandates would be funded by statute too. So that takes off, that really kicks it up a little bit more than the 2%, but if you're going to net out at 2% free money, I think that's wise. Probably, I've been told I'll be the only Lubbock County judge, if elected, that would be going down out of 254 counties, that'd be going down to Austin testifying on behalf of the taxpayers that we need relief. People need relief on this sort of thing. So, and I want to do another quick insert. We had the Lubbock County Appraisal District. Now, everyone likes to vent their anger towards them, but basically what they're doing is statutorily what they're supposed to do. I've met with them. I've talked to them. When I was appointed by Governor Perry in 2006 to be on the task force to study appraisals statewide, Lubbock had one of the best appraisal district operations in the state. So people may not like the values. Here's what we have to remember. We want value in your home. You want your home to go up in value every year. That's your biggest investment in life. But you don't want it going up for value for taxation. And that's what we have now is taxation by evaluation. That's what has to end. And so doing this sort of thing, they only set the values. You need to hold the government elected officials, city, school, county. The elected officials are the one that sets the tax rate. They can fix that, and they choose not to because they like the free money, the 8% more each year they're getting. You get new construction, that means new growth that comes into a community. You get the 8%. You get sales tax increases, and don't skin working families. They got kids in school. They're trying to take care of their kids in their after-school activities, soccer, baseball, basketball, scouts and stuff, and you start taking all this money from them, extra money, I don't think that's right. So I'm one other thing I want to mention, between 2005 and 2014, 2005 to 2014, the tax levy in Lubbock County went up, according to Texas Comptroller side, 105%. Now, that's a lot. But you know what your income went up to, according to the Texas Comptroller? 32%. So your income goes up 32 and your tax levy 105. We're upside down.
You mentioned earlier about public safety, and obviously that's big for you, is public safety. Sir. And I took that, went in that same course you did of the Citizens Academy, and it was eye opening. And you're right, when you're riding around with a sheriff's deputy, it's 30 minutes between calls. You're all over the place. You're all over the county, and I don't think people realize just how big Lubbock County is unless you're riding with somebody with the sheriff's department. If we're going to increase the amount of sheriff deputies, do you have a ballpark of how many more sheriff deputies we need in Lubbock County, and do we have the money currently available to fund those positions?
What we need to do is sit down with Sheriff Rowe and say, Sheriff Rowe, what do you need to first and foremost protect your officers and protect our citizens? I don't want to put any officer in a death shot or You know, when he put his hand on the Constitution, he didn't swear to give up his life. He swore to protect us. And so Sheriff Rowe will tell us, these are the priorities I see from experience, that we need our numbers, we need this, we need equipment here that will protect us. The cartels today are bringing in high sophisticated technology. He needs technology to offset what they're doing, and we do know that the cartels have made inroads into Lubbock, Texas. And so he needs to tell us, and which he will, where his priorities are and what we need to do there. Then we need to get the money, the money that comes in from sales tax, from property tax already, and see what we can do to adjust and filter into what he needs. Now, remember this, Chad, and we found this out on the city, is that when you increase staffing out in the county or the city, but in this case the county, then the impact is it impacts the jails, because you all of a sudden you have more impact happening there. And so we have to be sure we have a progression plan, a plan of a future for jailers, because we don't want to have a 24 turnover period with these people who are training, investing money in. And then as you impact the jail, obviously you impact the DA's office, because they have to prosecute. And then the domino falls on the courts, so it's a domino effect. So we all have to take all these things in consideration. The county's different than the city and school. County's constitutional. We have constitutional roles we have to fill, we have to fund, and things we have to do. Whereas the city can do anything it wants to unless there's a law that says no. So we have to statutorily handle these things, but that will be done with the guidance and direction of Sheriff Rowe saying, guys, this is what I need. He's elected like we are. I can't do my job unless I have these tools to protect you.
Got a couple of minutes left. On one of your 5 things that you are running on is county roads. And anyone running for a county position talks about the roads. How's Gary Boren going to do something different than what we've heard from every other county commissioner?
Well, this is a great fun kind of thing. Of course, in 2012, I went down to the county commissioners and said, y'all need to do something about Woodrow Road. This is obviously a road that sticks out. It's a 2-lane highway. You have a booming school there. My daughter went there. She graduated 2013. It's not safe when you have kids on the road at night coming home from basketball games, football, whatever. What are you going to do? We're going to get it fixed. We're going to get it fixed. Well, I gave up on it. That's 6 years ago. And the state's done its part on the highway. You know, so I think when we was on the city council working with Tom Martin, Jim Gilbreth, and the mayor and everything, we came up with a plan building Milwaukee and how to fund it. And it became an economic boom north and south. There's a lot of great roads, east and west, south, like Woodrow, or maybe the North County Road from Shirewater to Newdale, the interstate. There's a lot of opportunities we can do, but we need to get the mindset here that, we're smarter and we can do things better. And I'm a businessman, and I approach it from a business perspective on how we can get things done.
Gary Boren, candidate for Lubbock County Judge. Gary, where can people find out more information about yourself?
Facebook, Gary Boren, or call me at 806-535-8100, 806-535-8100. So I'm available and look forward to meeting and talking to as many people as I can.
Gary, I'm sure we'll have you on multiple times throughout the election. Good luck, and we'll talk with you later.
Thank you, sir.
Chad Hasty Show, KFYO.